Yo, welcome back to another episode of Q Reviews. In this Q Review, we'll be going over Ozark Season 4, Part 2, the final episodes of Ozark. With the Jason Bateman face, like Jason Bateman has the face in Ozark when he plays Marty. Like, his son could have killed everybody in the house or school or whatever. And he's like, well, you should have cleaned up the bodies, you know. Can I have a word with you in the back? I mean, that's Jason Bateman. I love his how you don't like Jason Bateman? He's like one of the most likable human beings on the planet. And the way he plays Marty, he's very likable as well, even though he's part of this underground drug cartel. Now, this will contain no spoilers. Now, this first episode starts off with Junior Gardner, and shout out to Nods, because Nods blast throughout this whole entire episode that Illmatic, you know what I'm saying? And it sounded great, and it went along with her story upon her revenge tale. I'm like, how she's gonna pull this out? You see her pain, you see her agony, you see her struggle with losing someone very close to you. And those who haven't seen it, are not gonna spoil it here, but this first episode was fire, bro. Like, I'm in the entire way. Like, oh yeah, if you can keep this intensity, you keep this same energy here, we're gonna have a fire finale this season. But honestly, as I'm watching the show, I found myself bored. And that's sad too, because I love all these characters. Ruth is probably the standout actress of the show. Jason Bateman and Wendy play excellent roles, bro. Like, their chemistry off each other is off the chain. I'm just talking about the entire series, but I'm bored in this new season because it's not really a lot going on. It's like some things with some custody battles that's like, actually, I fell asleep a couple times. You ever fall asleep on a Netflix show? Like, man, I missed that entire part. I feel like you missed the entire episode, but you only really missed like 15 minutes. The final episode of this show, the best word I can say is anticlimactic. People are going to be pissed, you know. Do I think it's necessarily bad? No, it's not bad, but it's very disappointing, and I wish they would have did more. I wish something would have happened more than it did in this season. This season kind of just it's like respect to all the other seasons that came before it, because you're going to see a lot of people that you've seen in previous seasons in this season, and it's almost like they're paying homage to their own show without completing telling the story that it needed to be. So what I'm saying, really, in this season, I really needed a threat in this season, you know what I'm saying, to up the ante, up the stakes. I almost felt like this season of Ozark reminded me of the Batman. I know people praise that movie, but I found myself bored. I tried to watch it again last night, and I fell asleep. It's not that it's a bad movie. It's the same thing as Ozark. It looks beautiful. The bouquet looks beautiful. The lighting's fire. The acting is impeccable. But I found myself bored. I find it a little dry. I find it not living up to, I think, the expectations that it can be, you know. Like, one of my favorite seasons of Ozark was the one with the brother. If you know what I'm talking about. Oh boy, that guy was intense, because you never quite knew what was going to happen with that guy. What is he going to do now? You know what I'm saying? And that was very entertaining. I compared this ending to Dexter, that other, not the recent Dexter, but the Dexter that came before the new Dexter on Showtime, and The Sopranos. It just kind of ended on a whimper. I think they could have went out stronger with that. I know season finales are hard, but I think you could have gave a little bit more for Ozark, so we could have, you know, stood up and applauded. But I'm looking at it and I'm just like, well, So if I had to score Ozark Season 4 Part 2, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Nothing lived up to this first episode in the season, and I found myself kind of bored throughout this season, and the ending was a little anticlimactic for my taste. But all the acting here is still fire. They tried to close up some story arcs, and you know what I'm saying, if you've been with the Birds for this amount of time, you will appreciate the respect they give to the characters. But I just think it ended on a whimper, and it could have ended stronger. What do you guys think of Ozark? How you been watching Ozark? I tried my best not to do spoilers here. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. And as always,
don't just stare at it. Eat it. I'm out cold, you hoes been exposed. Walk up on you slow with the foe and unload. You got more left for dead on the road. I strode when your car got